Dead or alive for the crime of rogue stacking. Silver and gold stack attack.
Well, it finally happened. I'm officially wanted for the crime of rogue stacking. Yep, the past couple of years I've strayed away from the stacker's creed.
Stacker's creed: to stack as much silver and gold at the lowest cost possible, while avoiding the temptation of overpriced premium and collectible stuff. Something silver and gold stack attack has failed miserably at doing.
Damn, costume was rough. YouTube, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. Just a quick thank you for being here and for all the amazing support. You guys already know you're a part of the best damn community here on YouTube, without a doubt. So I know Costner's giving me a bunch of crap about not sticking to the stacker's creed, but how exactly have I strayed off the path? Well, as you just heard, the basic, most direct definition of a stacker is one who stacks precious metals at the lowest cost possible. Anything beyond that ventures into what we call stack-elector territory, where you're still stacking, but adding premium pieces that you like. And well, I've come up a little bit short of the basic premise of a stacker over the past year or more, but I do have to qualify my reasons, and that's based on the fact that I did hit my silver ounce goal some time ago, and I've just been adding to it as I go. Now, a lot of those additions, admittedly, are premium limited edition pieces or things I've wanted over the years but avoided due to being hell-bent on hitting my ounce goal. Now that I've done that, I can kind of catch up on some of the things that I wouldn't have bought in the past. And just because that works for me at the moment, that doesn't mean it's the best way to stack. You can't use that as an example. As a matter of fact, premium metals are the worst way to stack, and they don't even really qualify as such as far as stacking goes. They're simply wants versus needs, and that's going to cost you some bucks. Anyway, let's go over just a few things that I've bought that were completely against the stacker's creed. Alright, we'll start off with gold backs. Yeah, I get it. People will defend these as the future of spendable gold in a pseudo-currency form, but to me, I just don't see them gaining the ultimate traction they'll need to become, let's say, a viable form of spending. I could easily be wrong, but this is just my personal opinion on these. I mean, sure, some stores in some states are accepting them, but most stores in most states are not, and they most likely haven't even heard of them. The future of goldbacks simply remains to be seen. They're cool, but they're just not, I don't know if they're viable. And while we're at it, well, hey, why not? Let's throw silverbacks into the mix. You guys remember this one. Now, I won this one, so I didn't fork out any cash for it. But they are way overpriced online. And then there's a new Zombuk series of them out now, and they're not cheap. They are not cheap. Forget the silver content on these at 1/1000th of a troy ounce. It's not even worth mentioning. These are just shiny, overpriced collectibles. But again, just like goldbacks, they're cool. Next up, we've got limited and premium silver, like this Liberty and Britannia metal from the U.S. Mint. It's beautiful, and they only made 75,000 of them, but it was priced at over $90, and that's just for an ounce of silver. Now, as good as this looks, it's just not going to appeal to most. It is what it is. It's just too much for an ounce. Too much for an ounce. Next up, I've got this high relief Mongolian Falcon. I've been after this one for a while. It was limited to 2,500 and priced around 120 bucks. So amazing coin for sure. The relief on it is outstanding. But again, 120 bucks an ounce. Next, you got this U.S. Mint Liberty set, and they only made 50,000 of these. These are beautiful. These medallions are absolutely beautiful. But this went for $200, so $50 a coin, or a medallion, $50 an ounce. A little high. Next up, let's see. I got this 2-ounce Unin the Lion. This was limited to only 1,000 in the world, so very limited and very pricey for 2 ounces of silver. It is what it is. You've got these Geiger bars, which have a huge premium. I mean, I don't understand what it is, but these are selling for right about $45 and up. I've seen them go for 50 plus easily. So in the case, but very nice display. I mean, it's beautiful. I had to have at least one of them. And lastly, vintage bars like these Englehards. Okay, look, Anglehards have been in demand for years, and you can expect to pay a premium on any silver with the Anglehard name on them. It is what it is. It's just vintage silver. You're going to pay for that. And one more bar. Something like this Garasopa bar. This thing's selling for $450 and up, well into the fives right now on eBay. So insane. It's all stuff you got to look for. And an honorable mention, I don't own any, so I can't show you. Tiny fractional silver, like those ridiculous prepper packs that some YouTubers and online dealers have been pushing. I'm sorry, folks. I am just not on board with the high premiums on these things. And I have a hard time believing they'll be acceptable in an SHTF situation. Now, my apologies if you're into these things. I just find them to be a little bit overpriced and impractical novelties. Now, to me, if you really want small silver, I'd recommend 90% silver coins. Again, just my opinion. So we just went over stuff that'll kill your DCA if you buy too much of it, but let's really quickly go over the stuff that a true stacker, by definition, would add to their stack. First off, generic silver bars, 10s, 5s, 1 ounce, kilo, hundreds, by the gram. To me, 10-ounce bars are the best way to add weight to your stack at a reasonable cost. Now, they typically sell for a little over spot as long as they're generic and not collectible or vintage. But you can add some 5-ounce bars, 1-ounce bars like these APMEX bars here, if you want to have smaller weights. Just remember the rule of thumb on generic silver bars, though. The bigger the bar, the lower the premium. And that said, 10s are typically as high as I'll go these days. I have a few kilos and higher, but I don't recommend those unless your stack is fully established. Now, you never want to start out with big bars. Establish that stack first, then add some bigger stuff. Next up, generic silver rounds, like this RMR. Again, these should be the lowest price silver products you can find out there, and you'll be able to get a decent deal on them. So bars and rounds are fantastic ways to add weight, but you have to remember one key point. You're likely going to get spot on these and sometimes less when you go to sell them. So it's insanely important, really, to buy as low as possible and sell only as silver price dictates, if that's something you decide to do. And lastly, my personal favorite, 90% silver coins. Oh yeah, is there a better sound, huh? That's the sound of real money right there. Anyway, 90%, as most of you know, includes silver dollars, halves, quarters, and dimes before 1965. And if you guys are familiar with me, you already know that I'm a Mercury dime maniac. I absolutely love them. And I'm working on filling up a guardhouse box with tubes of Mercs. I'm about halfway there. Got a ways to go. But yeah, this stuff is great. So if you're a true stacker, again, by definition, these are the types of silver that would really help you build your stack at the lowest cost. Now, honorable mention here to government-backed bullion, like this Silver Eagle. As much as I preach stacking at the lowest cost possible, I think it's advisable to at least have some of this stuff. As of right now, Libertads and Eagles are a bit on the high side, so I'd go easy on those temporarily. But Maples are fantastic. Britannias, aka Milkmaids, Philharmonics, Krugerrands, Kangaroos, they're always going to be priced lower than Libertads and Eagles. Just know with those last four, you're going to have milk spotting issues. It is what it is. It sucks, but there's nothing you can do about it except not buy them. All of them are subject to it, either right away or over time. It's going to happen. Just know that going in. All right. There you have it, folks. So, are you guilty of buying premium stuff from time to time? And bear in mind, there's nothing wrong with that. I love this stuff. And I do think it's important to reward yourself with something you really want, at least every now and then. I mean, we can only stack so much silver without taking a break, at least to keep things interesting, right? Anyway, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. You guys know I love going through them, so make sure you sound off. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And if you made it this far, well, kudos to you. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode. But in the meantime, yeah, you know what's up.
What do you want to do with your life?
I want to stack.
Damn right, get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. I am out of here. Peace, folks.
Still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Oh, yes. And what was that beginning, middle, and end part again?